Hello everyone, my name is Annual and welcome to the overview of the pre-registration live stream that was set up today as of July 19th. Pre-registrations are open, so stay tuned. I'm going to go over everything that they went over on the live stream, and there's quite a lot to go over. So first, let's watch this little short clip of their pre-registration and we'll get right into it. It's going to be a little bit more of a long form video, so sit tight, get your popcorn ready, because it's going to be quite a bit. First note I wanted to say about that is that the animation on that is flawless. I didn't even know they would do stuff like this, but wow, the animation is really good. Anyways, let's go on over to the live stream, guys. First and foremost, for this, we got an introduction on basically what the story is going to be following. The Chaos Zero project after the world got corrupted. This helps us to get a little bit more immersed into the story. Of course, they're going to explain this stuff in-game. At least that's what I would hope. But it gives us a little bit more of something to look forward to when we start the game, with all the aspects that the game is trying to show us before launch. I found it very nice because, well, we've seen so much, but we never got actual proper explanation of anything. So it does make me look a little bit more into the story, and I can't wait to actually experience and read it for myself. Of course, what you've all been waiting for is the actual gameplay of the game. So what they have explained is that we have two separate modes, one of them being story mode, which is what's being presented here. I'm pretty sure this should be pretty obvious as to what it's trying to do, but it's quite literally story mode. You follow through, it's going to be your main progression in the game in order for you to get experience the story as well as learn gameplay mechanics as you continue and just enjoy the game. And from here, we also got a proper explanation of how the gameplay works, or ways that you can, work through the matches in order to find it, such as like combining cards, as well as like combining cards, building up energy, managing your energy bar, and also so on. And then, as mentioned here, the next one is chaos missions, which is more like aneuo content, like abyss content, like expedition content, all that stuff there that you're able to go through yourself, which will become harder as you delve through. And of course, you're going to have better gear, or maybe better like leveled stuff in order to continue, which is going to be your long form content up and off launch most likely. So it's just something that we hope is going to be really well developed, because it's going to be sticking for a while, and you're going to need to be playing this replayable content, or maybe if it even is replayable, for quite a long time. And this showcases the roguelike elements for the game mode, which is where you're selecting a card based off of every stage you beat. They also go over the mental break system, what we saw countless times throughout many trailers, as well as some of the gameplay trailers, which basically does different things per character. It can do things like make it easier to cast cards. It can make it harder to cast cards. It's all different for each character. It can make it either harder to play the character, easier to play the character, but they will always consistently take more damage. So I do really like and enjoy that they made it not one-dimensional, where if you get a mental breakdown, you just straight up lose the game. You can use them to your advantage in order to play out a match, but that being said, you shouldn't make sure you get a mental breakdown each every match. But exploring that mechanic makes it a little bit more in-depth, so you can use it later on for different characters. For instance, you want to get into a mental breakdown, so that way you can rush down a fight, or some, although it comes with the cost of you taking more damage. So I think this is honestly very, very good feature for them to add. And they went over a little bit over the growth and progression system, just a tiny bit, not too much, but We'll see more of that on launch. One of the other things they did is they went over basically the story backgrounds as well as the story settings as for where we're going to travel on each and every region, or at least most of the presented reasons for the live stream that they gave us. There's honestly not too much to go over here, but I can definitely say that the stage backgrounds have been very beautiful. I'll let it play a little bit so you guys can see it, but yeah, I really enjoyed did the presentation of like the art and so on. It's been very good. They did so well with this. This is very good backgrounds. Yeah. Anyways, let's go to the next part and point. Alright, this is my favorite part of the video, and they're basically giving a really direct explanation as to why they choose what design they wanted to do. They decided to do 2D because it would make everything more like 2D live backgrounds, so it can make everything feel more alive. And then they also delve into like they made shadows, lighting in order to make everything really cool. Otherwise, they did delve into characters, which we have the first character here that they decided to present, and they basically also told us like the design choices of the character and why they chose to do the design choices. Although it's not really anything that I guess most players would probably care about once they begin the game, I think it's something very, it tells us the reasoning behind why they did things, which when you hear it, it makes a lot of sense. But you can just see the animations and designs that they made for like the cards as well as like the character, the live 2D. It honestly looks fantastic, and the color choices were very good here. There's not too many on the palette, but it kind of matches her a lot. And the next character here that they went over, whoops, and they go over like their hand and their ring on their finger, and then two of her cards again. We have Beryl here, which kind of feels like the mascot for the game. We've seen her countless times throughout any form of presentation for CCN. And you can even see there's a break mechanic in the game. And then yeah, here we go. Here's the live 2D, her weapon, her card art, a emote maybe, and then literally her bar. And then we have Kayron. Yeah, the Kayron from Epic 7. His name is literally Kayron. Yeah, I can't believe they brought Kayron from Epic 7 here. And his name is actually Kayron. Yeah, the design choices were very good for this. And then his assistant here. And then you can see his hand card here. Yeah. And that was pretty much mostly it for the live stream. They did go into the first event that would be coming out, which will involve like new companions, like that will be added to the story, new enemies, and then just some stuff, like just content. And they said this will be done as seasonal content. Now, to people who are looking forward to PvP, there was no mention of PvP in the live stream. So I think that is perfectly fine. Maybe it will be later if there is included, but oh my, yeah, I really love this end speech here as well, where they say it's players that define the matter, not the developers. Now, the most insane part, which I actually do not know if I'm going to get copyright struck for, so I don't know if I should play it, but Mori Caliphate is making a song for CZN. So the very first, well, first of all, pre-registration rewards, you get this character. She looks fantastic. and we're getting a direct collab with HoloLive. This is the trailer again. We're getting a collab with Mori. Oh man, this is insane. Yeah, but there was no direct mention of like any PvP related content. I know some people are looking forward to that. There was no mention of that. So maybe we'll see later. But yeah, the trailer was very nice. It wasn't too long. It was only like 30 minutes. But it's been so good. It's been so good. I can't wait to play. I'll be covering the game, so hopefully, just hopefully, it's gonna be quite a ride. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video.